People were crying in the audience.
Yeah,
it was
man.
fandom.
I mean, music was in a different space. Everything was in a different space. You needed TRL. You needed outlets like this because you didn't have it at your fingertips like we do now.
TRL is a big enough brand to get the ratings, and all they have to do is capitalize on what they like, which is viral content.
Have you guys seen the new TRL Reboot?
It's so whack.
During their performances, they're cutting out the audio. If they think that they're going to survive in today's climate, they have got to stop that.
I can't have you disrespect the brand.
The show as a whole is kind of just a disappointment in comparison to what TRL was.
But they had to change it to kind of adjust to like now.
But the name is still the same. It's Total Request Live. It's requesting videos and video content, and there's just no video content.
Right. It's the first episode. It's the first
but it's
pilot
facts.
episode.
I mean, we're talking.
That's the first impression. First impressions mean everything. You know that.
Can a TRL Reboot or any other music video-based show like survive in today's music climate?
100% facts, factual evidence.
Music videos definitely are still a cultural force, but having the ability to choose what music video you want to watch, when you want to watch it, just like radio, you don't need someone to play it for you.
I still feel like it's a really important platform to just kind of like push to a wider audience.
You're gonna reach more people, but it doesn't mean we need it. And it's not even me being an old head that's like, I need Carson Daly. You know, it's not even about that. It's just, this is just kind of boof. Like, I don't care.
MTV is no longer authentic. I think that's why it's not reading very well. Music television has been taken out of the whole MTV program. Who's watching TV right now? How often do you watch TV?
But Middle America, maybe? That's the audience.
All TRL has to do, all they have to do is divide the content, have exclusive content. As long as they understand their demographic as they once did, I still think you can do great numbers. May not be bow, may not be the mountaintop.
Yeah. You made a point about like maybe Middle America, but somebody like on the coast or somebody who lives in these cities, like we can see right through that. Like, we dumb? Like, come on.
But then, are we the audience that is watching MTV?
That's what I guess. What I'm thinking is maybe they're just not targeting people like.
Did you see the audience? Did you watch the videos?
Oh yeah.
It's literally like 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the impression.
There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you know, I'm thinking these kids just hopped on this show because it was like, oh my God, we get to be on the show, not because they actually are like. It used to be like, I used to be like, man, I want to go to New York.
If you can flip viral content, you can be fast and immediate.
Then you have a completely different show. You don't even have TRL anymore. So it's like.
Nostalgia is very quick. You know,
very quick.
I feel it, I'm on to the next.
Right.
But I need something to sustain that. I need you to keep coming week after week, day after day.
The ones who are nostalgic are an older generation who do not have really the time anymore to watch TV. But I think what you're saying is right. You have to think about how can we incorporate the viral aspect.
Because like, I just watched an old TRL episode. They played an Eminem music video. And Eminem at the time was like one of the most controversial like artists. And like I feel like for like TRL now, like they could put on someone like XXX.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that would speak volumes just because like this dude, everybody hates something like it's just like he's so weird, but everybody had the same type of backlash for Eminem.
Also what made that show hot, they had people like, then they have like Marilyn Manson and other people that were kind of really edgy and not accepted.
Well, I think that one of the biggest problems is they don't actually give us music with the exception of these censored performances of a song that is 50%, you know, vulgar. And so
they don't feed us real aspects of culture.
If they can figure out a way to regain that respect to where artists are like, I'm not gonna drop it on my YouTube channel, I'm gonna send it to TRL. So if they've
premiered that Look at Me video on
exactly. If they would have done something like that.
But that get ratings though, that get people, everyone talking.
But right now they're acting
need
like
those conversation points.
Right now they're acting like radio and they're late to the party.
You know, they can easily change that. By offering people more money than they would get anywhere else.
New artists now are so much smarter and more independent. The music industry is completely changing. People don't feel the need to really go anywhere else besides their own brand, their own like streaming services that they use to promote their own thing, unless it's just a blog because they like to stay in their market.
While there is power and independence, there's still places you can't go without an extra help.
I think that there are some people who are going to watch this, but it is not ever going to be a leader. Not unless they completely become something that is not TRL. And even the whole, like everything's awkward on the show. Just super awkward.
And weird audience pans, they'll just stay like looking at the audience for a while.
That's totally not into it. Audience is like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have gave my phone to the producer when I walked in because this is super boring.
They need to partner with YouTube and make a live YouTube
straight up
TRL.
or whatever.
Like that would be dope. Like I'd be on it.
The show could be huge. It could be insanely.
You
focus less on
thousands
the people that are actually there.
And you could probably
just
even
make it a whole user listener, like viewer kind
because
of
like
and it doesn't have to be all at once. Like you have different segs and stuff that people tune in when they can, and it's the luxury of their phone.
But who has 2 to 3 hours to just sit on their phone and watch TRL for 3 hours straight?
I did when I was like 14.
I had plenty of time.
I guess like
it was after school.
First of all, if I could whip it out on my phone and watch it live, I'd probably watch it live. I probably would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Live and viral content.
Like premiering all the new viral internet hits.
Yeah, but you will never catch me sit down on a couch and turn the TV on to watch cable television.
Yeah.
I say this all the time, just for myself, is like I was a fan of kind of the hip hop culture before I fell in love with the hip hop music.
Wow.
That's right.
And I think where the show could really highlight is that it's showing off bits and pieces of the complexity of the culture itself, and then kind of putting people in that direction of the music.
Right.
I would compare current TRL to like music awards.
It's there, and then maybe with tradition, like it has its place.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Performances are bleeped out, like it's not that great.
Yeah,
like,
it's like what does it even
corny
mean
skits.
anymore?
But even those things are losing steam.
And they're losing steam.
It's two very different audiences too. You know, like people watching TV are people who don't want to think too much.
Right.
But on the internet, people watching on the internet, they're more engaged. And I think that's what they really got to pinpoint is the interaction.
Right. I just think like whether or not it's going to survive is going to ride on a lot of things that are eventually just going to change the show completely, and it just won't even be TRL anymore.
Yeah.
So TRL as it is, I'm going to put probably all my chips on no.
No, completely, because they need to revamp it, as we were talking about, to fit literally who their target market is.
I think TRL can survive, and like I said, if they're willing to take a gamble to do something new, you can still keep the old brand. Some of the stuff left over that was like, we should keep that. That's a staple in the brand. Right. But we have to pivot. You just have to. Change is great, and for TRL, change is it's gonna happen. It has to happen. If they see this and if they envision this going further, you know.
So will it survive?
Yes.
I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna treat it like the underdog right now.
Yeah.
There's a glimmer of hope somewhere in there.
She gonna walk.
I think instead of also having 6 different hosts rotating, like bring it back to one solid dude. Because like when I think of TRL, at the end of the day, Carson Daly was the face of TRL. They're focusing on a very diverse group. It's trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Simple it down, dial it down.